Are companies unwilling to hire women?
If companies can pay women less, why don't they hire all women?
Leaders said that they will not hire a woman.
I truly do not understand why it's so damn hard to get a job.
In 2026, companies aren't saying no out loud. They're just quietly filtering. Less talk, more results, that's the new rule. And a lot of people are realizing they don't fit that shift anymore.
Sex work is a psychological slaughterhouse. You are not thriving, honey. You are traumatized. 68% of strippers, 60+% of OnlyFans creators, and 80%+ of prostitutes, all dissociating just to function on a day-to-day basis. 90% numb out during your work. That is not empowerment. That is your soul checking out. Depression, roughly 70%. Anxiety, roughly 75%. Substance abuse, 40 to 60%. You're not boss babying it. You are self-medicating your own damage. Hypersexual trauma bonds everywhere. 82% report sexual dysfunction after leaving this work. No woman truly enjoys this. 0% with genuine enjoyment. It's all coping, easy money, lie, repeat. It's a survival mechanism. Stop being a cum dispenser. You're not empowering anybody. You're performing your pain. You've just learned how to monetize it. Disgusting? Yes. Damaged? Deeply. 90% have prior abuse, absent fathers, or childhood trauma. You don't need validation. You need some healing, some therapy, faith, something real, because this is not freedom, honey. It is trauma wrapped in lingerie. Get out, get help, get whole, and stop labeling this as women empowerment, because it is the furthest thing from it.
Hiring today isn't about labels, it's about predictability. Employers want people who solve problems, reduce friction, and keep things moving. The moment someone feels like a potential source of conflict, hesitation kicks in.
So I'm a woman who supports women, right? Like I want women to do well. I want them to climb the corporate ladder if that's what they want to do. I want them to stay home if that's what they want to do. But it's hard as a company to hire women who want to have children, because like it really just throws everything off. And I know that you're not supposed to say that, and companies are certainly not allowed to say that. Like, it's tough. They hire someone, let's say they work for a year or two, you spend money and time training them, they're great at their job, then they get pregnant, and then in Canada they take a year off, maybe a year and a half. During that time, you have to replace them and spend time and money to train somebody else, and that person is only going to be there for a temporary time because your job has to be there when you get back. So then you get back and that person now doesn't have a job. And many times women want more than one child, so then that cycle is repeated. I work for myself now, but since putting my kid in daycare, the amount of days I would have had to take off work is insane. There's no amount of personal and sick days that they could give me that would have covered that. But obviously this is not a reason to not hire women. It's just like, let's just state the facts. Like, it's hard, but what's the solution to this, right? It's also hard to grow your career when it's like stop, start, stop, start. Like even right now, I'm pregnant with my second, and I've had to already say no to a few work opportunities because I'm pregnant. And obviously that's a choice I'm making. I decided to get pregnant. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful. But this is obviously not new information that it's hard being a woman, but it's also hard on companies that hire women. But also, we're so amazing and smart and funny and savvy that we make it worth it for them, so.
And that hesitation doesn't come with an announcement. No emails, no explanations, just silence. Applications go unanswered, interviews don't convert, and people are left wondering what changed.
All right, guys, I'm ready to light some fires. This is why I do not agree with feminism. And to clarify, I mean nuanced feminism. This topic has so much breadth that I'm just gonna touch the surface with it. 1. Nuanced feminism has gone above and beyond to demonize traditional values from women. And by this, I mean traditional roles such as having children, staying at home and supporting their husbands emotionally and spiritually, and being caretakers. 2. It is now merged with extreme leftist beliefs, especially pertaining to the LGBTQRST movement, where we now have men claiming to be women, and it is widely accepted, with verbiage such as birthing people, breastfeeding people, and menstruating people. I'm sorry, but isn't telling men that they can be women the exact opposite of feminism? Men do not birth, men do not menstruate, and men do not breastfeed. 3, it has greatly degraded men and their attribute to society. Feminism is supposed to be advocating for rights for women. We now live in a day and time when they have included the entire population, including men. How does that make sense? Lastly, I'm going to say this once, so listen to me good. Men and women are not equal, biologically, spiritually, or emotionally. By pushing this equality agenda, we have deeply degraded the innate divinity that is being a woman.
What changed is the priority. Companies are leaning hard into efficiency. Tight deadlines, high competition, and constant pressure mean they're choosing candidates who look low risk and easy to integrate.
As a single, independent Black woman, the minute you get that job interview and that interviewer is white, she's married, and she has children, you're not getting that job. Oh, it also gets worse. If you show up with the makeup on and you also do not have an engagement ring on your finger and you wear glasses, yeah, you're definitely not getting that job. I do not care how intelligent or smart or qualified you are for that position. I'm going to tell you from someone who has interviewed people and also been part of group interviews. There is something about us that intimidate the crap out of people. And you're probably wondering, like, you have all the qualifications, you're smart, and you're still not getting calls back. Yeah. It's because of how you look and also because of the person who is interviewing you. So take this information with a grain of salt and do whatever you want to do with it. But if you fall amongst what I just said, yeah, I'm praying for you.
That doesn't mean opinions aren't allowed, it means they can't overshadow performance. When personal views start to feel like they'll dominate the workplace dynamic, employers quietly move on.
As a female founder building in the future of work for women, here's my opinion on the recent New York Times article, "Did Women Ruin the Workplace?" If you've ever been the only woman in a room, if you've struggled to advance into leadership, get the pay raise, get the promotion, if you are struggling to balance career and family, you already know that the workplace wasn't designed and built for women. I've spent the past 2 years supporting over 50,000 women and helping them to grow and develop in their careers. And I will say that this question is the wrong one. Framing women as the problem ignores the fact that the workplace was built by men for men, and the systems that are in place exclude the advancement and support of women. And the data doesn't lie here. Over 500,000 women have left the workforce just this year. Only 28% of women in America hold C-level positions, and more recently, we've seen 2 women of color exit Fortune 500 companies. So this isn't just a side issue. And what's so interesting is I had someone recently tell me that building in the future of work for women is not a hair on fire problem. But this is a huge problem because women make up more than half of the workforce. They contribute to over 80% of consumer spending, yet they're unrepresented in leadership, investment, and influence. So the question isn't, did women ruin the workplace? The question is, how do we rebuild the workplace so that women can show up and be seen and belong and advance into leadership and build meaningful careers on their own terms? So I couldn't be more excited today to be leading this effort of rebuilding the workplace for women. That's what I'm doing at Her Workplace. We are a career development platform for women who are advancing in their careers, and we actually use AI technology to match women to mentors, coaches, sponsors, career resources, skill development, networking, all the things that women need to succeed and advance at work. It's all about access to people, to opportunities, and to resources. And the way that you make real change is through that collective effort of people coming together and supporting the advancement of women.
A lot of candidates are realizing that how you present yourself matters more than ever. It's not just skills, it's perception. If you come across as difficult to manage or overly confrontational, doors start closing.
How many times have you seen a woman doing this job? And working in concrete. Huh?
Are companies unwilling to hire women? Ooh, great question. I'm at the age of getting engaged, and I've heard people say, like, don't show your ring on calls. God forbid you're pregnant or trying to get pregnant.
I hate the answer I'm going to give you because it's so sad.
Go for it.
Yes, talking about getting engaged. Congrats.
Thanks.
It'll be like, oh, but she's going to go on a honeymoon, and then she's going to get married, and then she's probably going to have babies and then not be here. There is a sad reality where we're still dealing with this, where it's almost like, well, maybe take your engagement ring off before you go to an interview. I hate that those words are even coming out of my mouth. With my second pregnancy, I didn't want anyone to know. I was like, they're going to think I'm not committed. There's like this very frustrating stigma that I'm not going to be connected or committed or great at my job. And this time around, like this current pregnancy, I've like trying to show, hey, you're capable of doing more than one thing at a time. And I am trying to be proud of it and show it. And I found that like being authentic and vulnerable has actually opened up a broader, better client pool for me. And the people who don't like it are probably not the people I want to be working with anyway.
Meanwhile, others are adapting. They're focusing on results, communication, and keeping things professional. Less emphasis on ideology, more emphasis on output.
If companies can pay women less, why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not angry.
Your voice.
I'm hearing my voice and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look, and that's another reason why we need feminism. And now I'm done, and thank you so much.
The craziest thing is that so many people, unsolicited people, have made comments about my content saying that I'm not going to be taken seriously as an attorney or a founder if I keep posting the things that I like, whether that's fashion, beauty, business. I've also been told that I need to act my age, which is crazy. Like, I'm going to be 36. How am I supposed to act? And then on the flip side, I have people telling me that I talk about business and career too much, and that's not feminine. Okay, the reason it's coming up is that 2 separate times, 2 people have told me this, and I am just like, I'm an adult, and I am honestly pretty successful. I can only imagine what younger women are going through, and I just can't believe we're still here.
This creates a gap. Some people feel overlooked, while others seem to move forward easily. The difference often isn't ability. It's how well they align with what companies currently value.
We don't need feminists anymore. Women already have rights. Do we? There are 195 countries in this world, and women only have rights in 14. 1/4 of them. And only 4% of women living in those countries come close to full legal equality. And women only have 67% legal rights compared to a man globally. Until all women have rights, no women have rights. Unlike men, we do not turn a blind eye just because it's not happening where we are. Feminists are very much needed in this world.
I have this theory that a lot of major corporations are moving jobs outside of the US. Paying Americans is just getting way too expensive, and if you live in the United States, you know inflation is still out of control and the cost of living everywhere is out of control. So from a business perspective, it obviously makes sense to pay the same people that can do the same job, but pay them overseas where they can pay them less because the cost of living is less. Not only that, but AI is getting to the point where it's going to be taking a lot of jobs. I think in the United States, we're just screwed. If you know or think that your company is also doing this, moving jobs abroad instead of hiring Americans, let me know in the comments. I want to see something.
And companies aren't interested in debates, they're interested in stability. The smoother the workflow, the better the outcome. Anything that threatens that gets filtered out early.
Say goodbye to feminism. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. I mean, excuse the singing, but seriously, feminism is trending downward. The support for the feminist movement is lessening year by year by significant leaps and bounds. Independent studies showed that in 2016, 63% of Americans identified as feminist. And then in September of 2022, AmericanResearchCenter.org released a study, and part of that study was on feminism. And it showed that in 2020, 51% of Americans said the label of feminist fit them very well or described them somewhat well. But they redid the same study again in 2023, and only 35% of Americans said that the label feminist fit them well or somewhat fit them well. So that means in just 3 years, the support of feminism dropped 16%. And if you go back to that 2016 study, it dropped from 63 to 35% in only 7 years. Support of the feminist movement is going down and down and down. And maybe one day, the voices for true equality that support all men and women will rise up and become a society where there is not this gender divide.
That's why a lot of this shift feels invisible. It's not a public stance, it's a private calculation. Employers don't explain their reasoning, they just make decisions.
Did you know that 85% of women leaders said that they will not hire a woman if she knows that they have small children? 85% of women leaders said they will not hire a woman if they know that they have small children. Didn't that leader had small children at some point too? Maybe, maybe not. But 85%? Come on, girls. Let's help each other out. Jeez.
If we're looking at all of the systems where women couldn't vote, women couldn't have their own credit cards, they couldn't buy certain things, they needed men, right? That's what we call systematic oppression. Have men face that? No.
Oh, men absolutely have.
What systematic oppressions have they faced?
Ooh, I love that you, and I love the framing of system.
Intrigued.
Are you familiar with the selective service system?
No. Are we talking about?
Hold on. How can you have any position on like equality and feminism if you don't even know the primary way and mechanism in which men can be or are oppressed? I
Drafting.
suppose.
Okay, yes, thank you. Why don't we just call it drafting, my
because
friend?
that's the formal
that's
term
not like
for
some
it.
gotcha where I'm using some like vague nebulous
You
term
are.
to. No, it's literally the government.
So it
body.
literally took one word of her just saying it's drafting, and it was all clear to me.
Okay, and who is subject to the draft in this country?
Men.
Are women ever subject to the draft or ever have
Well,
been?
it has not occurred.
So, as it relates to the system that exists, you said men haven't been systemically oppressed in any sort of way. I would argue that forcing men who are otherwise unwilling to, that don't want to put life and limb at risk, this is absolutely oppressive. Women have not really ever faced that. However, throughout all of human history, but at least as it relates to United States law, men have been forced by the United States government, which is a system. In fact, it's the most powerful system in the entire world. So yes, absolutely, systemic oppression has been something inflicted upon men.
The uncomfortable part is that this forces self-reflection. Not everyone wants to hear that how they come across might be affecting opportunities, but it often is.
I truly do not understand why it's so damn hard to get a job. I don't understand. I really do not understand this right now. Like, this is people's livelihoods. You know? It's like you think you're doing everything right. You go to college, get a degree, you know, you get your first job. That's all good. And then you're like planning for the future to get married and buy a house and travel and do all these things. And I can't even get my foot in the door right now. I'm just literally drowning. And it's like, I know God hasn't forgotten about me. I'll be like, dang, what you doing up there, big dog? Like, speed it up a little bit. You know, like, I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be good, but I'm gonna definitely cry about it first. Like, I even started a nonprofit to help other women, you know, who might be unemployed or other people. I'm sorry, I don't want to misgender anyone or their pronouns, but like, if you bleed, I started a nonprofit to help you with get the hygiene supplies that you need. It's like I'm trying to like even still just be community forward because I know it's bigger than me. And I always be thinking like, dang, my situation could be so much worse. But even looking at it like that, I'm like, my situation is still pretty worse for what I've been going through. And I've just been praying to get out of this for so long. And yes, I understand that things are going to be okay. They are. Like, I know it. But I thought I had no more tears to cry. I thought I was cried out. But it's just something about getting another notification. Like, oh, another one. It's like, sometimes you just can't even fake it. You can't even fake it. Because it hurts that bad. I feel like I'm drowning. I'm literally drowning. And I thank God for my support system. My man, my mom, my family, my best friends. But, oh my goodness. This is rough. But yeah, I ain't want nothing. Just pray for me. And then to make make matters even more amazing, my gaslight comes on. Happy Thursday.
At the same time, this isn't permanent. Hiring trends shift with time. What matters now may not matter later, but right now, efficiency and low friction are winning.
So I infiltrated the women's empowerment movement on this app just to see kind of what the fuck the deal actually was, to see if they actually cared about women. On the surface, it really sounds like they did. It sounded like they were going to talk about femicide. It sounded like they wanted to help women, move forward in life. But once you actually keep paying attention, they've been yapping about men for years on this app, and they are just blaming men for their own suffering for years on this app. I didn't know it was for years, mind you. These women have been yapping about men and blaming men for years, okay? That is not women empowerment. When I infiltrated this whack job fucking cult on this app, I saw that these women just live in victim mentality, okay? They'll talk about mental health and seeing therapists and taking pills. Oh, absolutely, they fucking will. They won't talk about your physical health though, because they're still saying that body positivity, you could be as big as you fucking want, even though 400,000 women are dying every single fucking year from heart disease. That's not women empowerment, right? Blaming men for your own suffering 24/7 also isn't women empowerment, because their solution isn't even to leave men alone, because they can't even say that with their whole fucking chest. They don't tell women to delete the dating apps. They, mind you, they also hold up hookup culture. You can't have both realities in your brain if you're trying to decenter men and you simply can't tell women, stop fucking. Okay, that's not women empowerment. This fake women's empowerment cult on this app has showed me that these women don't give a fuck about women. It's all about their party affiliation. It's not about all women, okay? They don't give a fuck about women. As long as you vote their way, that's all they care about. They don't give a fuck if you're on your deathbed from not taking care of your physical health. Did you fill out your ballot? Did you fill it out? Okay, good. We'll get you some medicine later on. Cult on this app is actually fucking insane, okay? I thought for a moment we were gonna push, one direction. But no, these bitches on this app don't give a fuck about women. They don't give a fuck about women. They want women on medication. They want women to hate men but still date them somehow. I don't understand. They want women to go sprinkle when they have no fucking idea what the fuck sprinkle actually is. None of them have any fucking game. I would advise all of these hoes to stop yapping about Shira 7 because these bitches have no fucking game. That's why they keep getting dog walked by men. And this is just the surface of what this fucking psychotic cult is doing on this app. These bitches don't care about women. It's all about party. They put men before women. It's not about women. It's about a party affiliation. Feminism is dead.
At the end of the day, companies aren't trying to make statements, they're trying to minimize risk. And in 2026, that means choosing people who look like they'll keep things simple, focused, and productive.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.